All right, and we're on. Hi, Empress. Miss Ionia, I see you. All right, I'll give Facebook a few minutes. A second, shall I say? All right, so how's everybody today on this quarantine Sunday?
Hey, everybody.
All right, so we're going to get started. Oh, hey, Mom. Let me add you up here. All right, so today we decided we were just going to, let me first say I'm Danielle. I do that every time, don't I?
Yes.
I'm just ready to dive in. All right, I'm Danielle Steele Williams, founder of For the Lives of Prison Wives and author of Prayers of a Prison Wife. Prayers of a Prison Wife, y'all know I'm still figuring this stuff out. Prayers of a Prison Wife can be found on Amazon. That's not Amazon. Amazon. All right. This is my husband,
Keith Williams.
And he has served 14 and a half years in federal prison. And we decided to have our little time with you all to just share our experience and bring awareness to the situation and just how we got through it. And so today, last week we talked about COVID-19 and the prison system. And today, we're not exactly just focusing on COVID, but the thing is, I've been seeing so many memes and things on social media about prison and the quarantine. Like, is prison and quarantine, can they be compared really? I don't know. What y'all think? So let me get some of these comments going. Have to say I love your book. It's so helpful. Thank you. Thank you. For those of you that have purchased my book, thank you so much. I'm just blessed that, I'm able to be a blessing to you all through this time. All right, we got a prison wife here. Thanks for joining. Hey, Shawanda. All right, so I'm gonna try this one more time. That's amazing. I just had it too. Anyway, all right. So let's get started. I wish my do. Where is that going? Oh, there we go. Can y'all see that? Thanks for bearing with us here. I should be able to see myself. All right. So also before we get started, we have the bi-monthly subscription boxes, graphic tees, and mugs, and more on store.forthelivesofprisonwives.com. I've just added products there, so go check them out. Also, I can be found at @4lives_prisonwives on IG, Twitter, FL Prison Wives, Facebook, For the Lives of Prison Wives, YouTube, For the Lives of Prison Wives. And if you are a prison wife, you can join the For the Lives of Prison Wives Loyal Ladies group. Okay? And I think my sister is sending me a message that y'all can't see. All right, so hashtag stay home is a thing. So stay home, is that really like prison? So we're just gonna go through 10 reasons or little things that we think, wow, you can't really compare prison to this quarantine we're in.
Not at all.
Not at all. All right, now I haven't been there, but I have, so not at all. Really? I don't have my light. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to do. My son has taken my, the light we normally have. All right, Facebook. Can you see any of the presentation? I'm just waiting. It's a little delay, so I'm waiting. All right, can y'all see me? You can't see. They can't see you. Come on. All right. So yeah, stay at home. It's like prison. Is it like prison? Stop it. No, 10 reasons. Okay, here we go. First one. This is amazing. Did I not know I had this whole thing going? All right, so I don't know. I saw an article about Ellen. Ellen DeGeneres made a comment basically saying that she was at home and comparing her being at home in this quarantine to prison, being in prison. And there was someone whose father was in prison, and Huffington Post did this article, and they were saying, my father is a former inmate. Stop comparing quarantine to prison. So basically, what we're saying is today we're just going through 10 things that remind you of why you cannot compare the quarantine to prison. I don't know if you've seen the little frog.
Kermit.
Yeah, Kermit. Yeah, that's his name, Kermit, going around. People in quarantine that never done time. And then there's a picture with the bottom, I hate that it says felons, but it's like felons with the remote just chilling. And me and my husband thought that was so funny because I have been getting phone calls and people are asking me like, well, how is Keith doing? And how's he doing with this lockdown? And they're talking about their husband and, you know, how they're just ready to get out and struggling. And I'm like, well, he's good. He ain't have no problem. You know, he got his TV, he got the remote, he watching his shows and, you know, eating good, all that. So he's actually pretty good. And I honestly think that's because, I know that's because he went to prison. Now, had he not gone to prison and been in this quarantine, he might have been saying the same thing, like prison is just like, this is just like prison, but he's been there, so now he knows. All right, so Keith, just tell us like the first thing, you know, one of the things that you all weren't able to do that you told me about during lockdown is shower. Just some of the things, y'all, that we take for granted that we do on a day-to-day basis. And this is why we're saying it's not like prison.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in like right now, if you're in like higher medium security prisons, you're pretty much not getting a shower on a day-to-day basis. You know, just doing the normal lockdown security-wise in any institution, there are protocols that they have to follow. And, you know, and there's protocols as far as giving inmates showers. And right now it's kind of not the usual. And a lot of officers are not trying to, you know, actually catch what's going on and vice versa and whatnot. So I know that guys that are actually locked behind the door aren't getting showers on a day-to-day basis. If you're at a low security or a camp, you're still getting a shower on a regular basis, basically because it's just no locked doors, open bay or whatnot, and the showers are easily accessible for those particular group of inmates. But that's one thing that we're able to do out here they're not doing in there is we can shower every day, 2, 3, 4 times a day. You know, we can just go shower. You know, that's like something that that we have an advantage to be able to do out here.
Yeah, and you're saying the advantage of taking the shower, but I'm just looking at the condition of the shower too.
Yeah, that's actually a shower in a federal facility in Mississippi. Not naming any names, but it's one in Mississippi. That's the condition of the showers that they do have to use right now, and it's so unfortunate that it's look at the condition. It's filthy, you know.
Yeah, so that's actually this picture is one that we shared last week on the live that we did about COVID-19. So if you didn't check that one out, go check that out because we actually have pictures in there from, you know, the conditions and what's going on right now as they're living through this pandemic in prison. All right, we're able to eat out here. Yes.
Yeah, we're able to, we're able to eat the foods that we want to eat out here. Grocery stores, you know, Walmart, Winn-Dixie, Publix, Randall's, Kroger's, Piggly Wiggly, any of the grocery stores within your area, wherever you're located at, we're able to go and, you know, get a selection of food.
So you have a choice.
You have a choice, and there, right here, they're basically only getting one hot meal a day. This is a picture of what we call an assistant mystery meat. It's really, you don't know what it is, but they haven't been able to go to commissary. So, a lot of the individuals have been forced to eat the things that have been given to them, even if they would not have ate them on a regular basis. So just know that you can go and get the things that you want to eat on a day-to-day basis.
All right. Then we have the phone calls. We're able to kick back, call whoever we want to call. When we want to call, we don't think about that all the time, but we have our cell phones right there now. Obviously, we know,
what goes on.
We know what goes on in there. So yeah, we do have some cell phones. Yes, but and I can't even. I used to be so against it, y'all, but it's almost it's a pro to it because now we're starting to see things that we didn't see in there. So I would say that's an advantage.
Exactly. But right now they're not. Like I said, the high security USPs, mediums, they're not able to use the phone on a daily basis. Lows and camps, they are able to use the phone. However, the amount of time that they can stay on the phone throughout one phone call has been limited because of it's the fluctuation of the amount of people that are wanting to call throughout the day since they're on lockdown. So, the camps and lows do have an advantage to utilizing the phone, while medium and high securities, they don't really have the same luxuries right now. So they're doing a lot more writing.
Yeah, and I was just telling Keith before we got started, I ran across a post in our group that one of the prisons, what was the name of the prison? Island in California?
Oh, Terminal Island.
I think that was the name of the prison, yes. That, the Federal Bureau of Prison gave 500 free minutes, but then they took them back. How in the world do they get the minutes and then take the minutes back? But that's how they operate. So now I guess they're depending upon letter writing. I'm not sure if the email is still going, but the 500 minutes they gave, they took back. Go figure. All right.
Watch TV. We can sit back out here. A lot of us have different type of cable setups as well as Fire Sticks, different particular groups like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Tubi, just so many different things that we have an opportunity to watch out here. Your direct TV or whatnot. You can watch shows from the past and watch the complete series or different type of movies. Some cable companies have also made accessible for a lot of free movies that they're actually offering that you can watch. While in prison, it's basically the standard cable. Being that there's no sports going on, that's really a big part of prison. Prison guys like to watch sports. Football, basketball it will actually be mid basketball season in baseball right now, so they don't have that to be able to occupy their time. And then the news, because the news TV in prison is very important as well. The news is the only thing they're talking about right now is this pandemic we're going through. So I can understand that a lot of guys are probably getting a little burned out on watching that. A lot of the shows,
not even burned out, just probably raising the anxiety level.
Yeah,
see that all day.
It is. Yeah, see it all day. Not knowing. It's like everyone's in unknown territories.
Seeing other people around them getting sick and
people that are close to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, so we're able to just stop and get a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
That's major.
Yeah, that is major. But let me just put something else in there. Like Tip had called me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend, Tip called me today, and we were just discussing, and he was saying how there are a couple of mental similarities to how we used to feel in prison with what's going on out here. And I was like, well, man, share this jewel with me. And he was like, well, because we were in New Jersey together, and he was like, man, we used to, my housing unit was 41. So he might be like, man, 11's on lockdown. So, we'd call over there. Yeah, I said, we'll call over there. Hey, we'll call over there. Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, man, somebody got stabbed over here. And be like, okay, they're on lockdown. But the same way I'm saying that is like right now, I might call one of my friends that's in Massachusetts or in North Carolina, and they'll be like, yeah, man, our governor just quarantined us, locked us down, this and that. And it brings it's like a reflection of what we went through in there. Not just that, it was another reflection that, say my housing unit is locked down, and it'll be guys from other housing units that's coming to our housing units to check on us because we're locked down. But it's like right now how some of these states are opening up right now. So they're not like on quarantine lockdown anymore, but we're still locked in here. You know what I mean? It's just like little similarities in that. But one thing about this slide right here is that we're able to go out to the park and walk, get a little exercise, even if it's just getting in the car and riding around the neighborhood or riding around some of the city streets. We're able to do that, whereas they're not. They're stuck in one specific spot right now. They're not able to do the same thing. So, that's another, it's another plus for us out here.
All right. That's just a little man saying, is it really y'all? Can we really compare the two things? All right. Okay, and now we're with the grocery store. And why do we choose that? Because it's variety. We're able to make choices.
Yeah, but not just that, because they're not able to go to commissary right now. They're not able to go to commissary, period, for the simple fact that they haven't been letting them go to commissary for like the last 4 weeks. However, a few institutions have been letting them shop and been delivering the things that they've been able to get, but it's been limited in certain items, maybe a few different foods, some different hygienes and whatnot, but majority of the system, they have not been able to go to commissary. So they're stuck with having to either live off the things that they already had before coronavirus came into effect, which basically I know the time period they haven't been without commissary, so they don't have anything in there anymore. So they're forced to eat everything that they're getting from the actual institution where they're being housed at. Basically they get one hot meal a day.
Right. Now this one kind of reminds me of, we're saying prison, but also when you went on home confinement. I remember you calling me at like 6 o'clock in the morning, frustrated because you had gotten off work late, but you still couldn't go to sleep because the lights were on. So we take for granted that we can just get up and turn the lights on. Now, like you said, you told me before in the higher and medium, I think they had control of their own lights.
Yeah, when you're in a higher medium, you're in your cell, so you have control of your lights. The only lights you don't have control of is the lights in the common area, which are outside the cell. But in lows and camps, they have a specific time that they're going to turn the lights on each and every day. So, we have that luxury out here of being able to get up and turn our lights on when we want to turn our lights on. And, that's something else that they don't have the luxury of doing in specific institutions.
All right. And this one right here, the clothes, that was funny because just a couple of days ago, you were walking through the house, like really just holding on to your clothes and like sniffing them. I'm looking at you like, why are you sniffing those clothes like that?
I do that pretty regularly. I mean, because after you've been without something for so long, and then you have an opportunity to be able to, to do this. Like, this is something that when I say it's the little things that count. Like you in prison, you miss little things like, going out to a park and walk with your kids or something. These are little things. You being able to go sit in a movie theater and watch a movie. These are little things. And washing clothes is one of those little things you miss too, because when you're in prison, your clothes never really smell clean. They've been washed, but they just don't smell clean. It's like certain smells in the clothes you just never can get rid of. So I had longed for that for a very, very long time, to be able to wash my clothes, actually have good smelling detergent and Clorox. And, sometimes I pull them fresh out the dryer and just smell them, because it's just something that's just something I've been longing to do for a very long time. So yeah, you have caught me smelling my clothes on multiple occasions, and I'm going to continue to do it because I appreciate being able to wash my clothes again.
All right, and I think somebody actually on Instagram asked about the mental stress.
It was Empress.
Okay.
Yeah, Empress. On my day-to-day basis, the stresses of being outside and the stresses of prison is just two different stresses. See, stresses on the outside, we can adjust to get the stress up off of us. It's, we can put ourselves in position to no longer be stressed. When you're in prison, it's the same thing day to day, 365 days a week, Monday through Friday. 365 days a year, Monday through Friday. It's the same thing, the same routine. It's every day. It's the same. The only thing that can release some stress out that is just knowing that you're about to go home, or knowing that you've been put in for the halfway house, or, knowing that a law just changed that could perhaps send you home or get you a sentence reduction. Those are stress relievers in there. I don't pretty much see any other type of stress relievers when you're in prison. Besides, we relieve stress working out or whatnot, but then you just go back to the reality of that. I just worked out this long time. I relieve some stress doing that, doing the workout process or whatever it is that had me focusing on something other than being in prison. And then when you finish that, you're back to the same position that you were in before. So you're going to consistently stress up there. The day-to-days out here, I don't stress, because one thing is that I pray on a daily basis, and I take my opportunities as they come, but I don't take my opportunities sitting down. I get up and I go chase my opportunities. I go do the things that I need to do to put myself in position to be successful. So I really don't stress that much out here. What for? I'm out of the worst place that I can ever have imagined being, and I'm home now. So no, I'm not stressing on a day-to-day. Now, I will say that, it's not easy.
Yeah, and before you even go into that, because remember that's our next topic. We have some guests that'll be joining us just to talk about the adjustment and the stresses of getting adjusted to society once you're free from prison. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll be on that next week. And I think that's basically all we have for stress. And then of course, number one is your family. So we're out here able to be around family. And of course, in prison, especially right now, they're not able to be around family. And what does family do for you all?
Family's, it's the center of everything. It keeps you whole. A lot of guys that are actually in prisons in the states that they're actually from actually get to go to visit a lot more than people that are from outside that state. So I know they're really, really feeling this right here when they're used to seeing their loved ones maybe every week or once or twice a month. That's hard. And then just being concerned about your family's welfare. Some people in there may have someone that's sick on the outside, and vice versa. Someone on the outside might have someone that's sick on the inside. So, family is very, very important. Javian, is it Javian?
Like Javian.
Javian, I see your question up here. Yes, it's possible. If you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. It really doesn't matter whether or not you're married. Marriage comes, in phases, especially when you're incarcerated. It may be a reason why you all were not married before the incarceration. Same token, Danielle and I didn't get married until after I was incarcerated, and it was probably about 7 years that I was actually incarcerated. So, you can stay committed and, just keep your faith. Make sure that you all have God involved in a relationship, because first and foremost, you all have to be committed to Him before each other.
Yeah. So, and trust, it sounds easy now, but, the separation does make it difficult. And there's some things that we'll be, touching on too as we continue these lives. So, you do have your ups and downs with it, because we have to carry everything out here on our own. They depend on us to get a lot of things done for them, because they can't do the things for themselves that they need to do, and that's added stress. But like I said, we'll talk on that later.
And it was while I was incarcerated, JV.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so we got married, like he said, 7 years into the sentence, and So what? Yeah, right. And then you got out last year.
I got out last year, February.
But you went in 2005.
In March.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that's where the 14 and a half comes from. Exactly. Okay, no comments. I'm just reading through the comments. And thank y'all for joining us and sticking with us as we figure this thing out. Hey, Chandra, Shannon, my husband, prison, been on lockdown for over 2 weeks. The prison says it's not because of COVID-19, but it doesn't make sense. They stopped sending out their mail a month ago. or at least his dorm. My husband and his dorm mates have tried to find groups as well. Informed by the counselors and staff, the prisons did not have any paperwork for anyone to fill out
That's interesting.
anything, and that is not their problem. Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah,
that's how prison.
Yeah, it works.
That's how it works.
Go over the head, Shannon.
That's how it works.
Reach out, Shannon.
I'm sorry you have to go through that, but
yeah, max prison is worse, Shannon. I've been in max, but you know, the scope of the prison is the different protocols as far as administrative remedies and whatnot are all the same. So you know, try it first by going chain of command, and then once you've done that it's not you're not beginning to see any type of light, start going over their heads. I don't know if this is state or federal system, but just know everybody answers to someone, you know. Even the warden answers to someone, and the person the warden answers to, they answer to someone. It's you know, chain of command. Just go up the chain of command, you know. But just also keep your paperwork. Show the things and steps that you've taken to address the situation, and the paper trail. It'll help you get what you're trying to get more effectively.
Yeah, Shannon. So that's that's difficult to deal with. Prison's on lockdown a lot due to murders inside the facility. That's prayers, because I know that's hard to deal with. All right, I have a loved one incarcerated in Fort Worth, Texas. COVID's real serious. He's been away for 20 years, on 30 years. Oh, goodness. Yes, y'all. All I can say is prayers during this situation. I know it's very difficult. You know, in my group, I put a prayer out there this morning that's on my page, and hopefully, you know, that'll help y'all. But I have no words, because it's just sad that they're actually just sitting there letting people, just letting people go like this. They would, you know, some people are being released. I've seen more releases, and hopefully, you know, some of your loved ones will be released because of this. But again, I just pray for y'all, and I'm thinking about y'all daily, because I know what it's like to be there, not to be able to get to your loved one and have them distressed, and y'all aren't even able to talk to them. So yeah, that's hard.
It is hard, but just know this is for the moment. You know, it's got to get better. Just continue to stay strong. Do what you can. You know, write a little bit more. You know, that type of correspondence or whatnot. It's not going to give you this type of peace of mind that a phone call or a visit would do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get a response, you know, it should do a little bit more than what it's doing at this time. You know.
Santa said, I love that prayer, and you are so welcome. I'm glad it helped. If you are a prison wife and you need support, my group is For the Lives of Prison Wives, Loyal Ladies. One thing that we are doing on Friday, kind of just to take, because what I learned about being out here was to take the focus off the situation. You know, you can't let the time do you out here. You have to do the time. So if you're in it and you know you're going to stay in it, then you have to find something other than just prison to focus on, because it will consume you. And if it consumes you, you're not going to be good to each other. So, you know, I didn't know if it was being insensitive or not. So I kind of posted in my group, would they be okay with having a vision board party? Just to kind of steer your mind off of, you know, what's going on around us. So, yeah, somebody said the box is covering Keith's face. We had it working before. I don't know what I did. So I don't know. And that's not his face. That's both of us gone. But yeah, hopefully that will help. So if you're in the group, join the group, and we'll be doing that Friday together as a group, you know, just to kind of take our mind off of the pandemic for a little while. Okay. All right. So thank you for joining us, and we're going to work on this. I got my person that helps me out here is watching, so he'll fill me in on what to do next time. So thank y'all for watching. And I think I got everybody's question answered. And again, we want to hear from you. So please make sure you drop your questions in the comments. If you don't want your name to be shown, inbox us. And those will be some of the topics that we'll discuss in the future. All right. So thank you.
You have a good night.